Welcome back to the channel. Just want to update you on what is really going on. If last week you noticed I haven't posted anything because there was so much uncertainty in the market, I just slightly updated my channel with just my shorts. So for this week, I just want to say what have changed in the past. For the past 2 weeks, what have changed? China is still holding out on their end, saying that the US need to get rid of their tariffs and bring back things to normal stabilization. A lot of stuff has escalated, and with that said, more than one opportunity have come across where the president decide he is not going to stand back, and with that, China keep going up with their tariffs. And going forward, we notice that there is only one thing in the market that's holding us back. It's just China need to negotiate a deal with the United States, and then recession is still on the table as well. That hasn't come off as yet, and the Fed will not push back on any rate cut. Is not giving any cut because that will only make things worse. Just like what happened in 2008 when the Fed started cutting too quick, cutting, and send the country right into a recession. So the chance of a recession coming back is very highly, like 90% right now, as per Wall Street. Not me, again, as per Wall Street. So if we can look like last week, most of the average of the market was up. For the last 2 weeks, I think we tried to pull back. For the last 5 days, showing report for the last 5 days, you can see that we continuously pushing up, and with earnings coming out this week, chances are the market is going to try to recover somewhat. But if there is no news in regards for this weekend, it was good. Nothing really happened on the weekend that could have hindered the market from going up. So chances are we can continue Friday rally. We have seen that last week we gained. This week we roughly pushed up around 1,000 points, and then Friday closing out we were up 216 points, which led to 1.26% on the day for Nasdaq. The S&P enter overbought territory, still there as we speak. It's still in the overbought territory. Let's look at Nasdaq real quick, where we classify overbought, not overbought, but should say oversold territory. Nasdaq is still trading under the 200-day EMA, meaning that this is super oversold. But let's look at it from a news standpoint. What have changed? The president only paused, and when he paused, what happened? The next day, Nasdaq pushed all the way up and gave up back. The following day, it gave up back everything, not everything, but like half of it, because the stock market pushed up over 2,000 points in one day, and then the next day it pulled back 1,000 points, and then for last week now we have been trending on the upside. We pushed up over 11%. So chances are tomorrow we can continue to push up, and with earnings this week, earnings can take us out of this territory right here, which is we're in a with market is in a bearish mood right now. But you can see that we pass one of our most technical line, which is the moving average exponential. Once we're trading above the moving average exponential, it tells us that hey, the stock is moving higher. And with that said, once we have passed that, that's a technical aspect we want to look for. And most people are gearing towards Nvidia. Remember when Nvidia was trading a couple weeks ago at $86 to be precise? This was April 4th when Nvidia was trading at $86 a share. And now look where Nvidia is at $111. But again, the only thing can push us up from here is earnings, because if you look at Nvidia, you can see that the MACD is good, the RSI is still good. We were in an oversold situation right here where we're trading at 86, and look what happened. We push, and we push all the way up out of it. So is the market fully recovering now? A lot of people have been asking, is it time to buy? I would say wait. Why? because looking at the fundamental aspect of the market, what have changed? What had changed? Nothing significantly. We're still in a 3 months pause for tariff. That's not off the table. And also at the port, look at go do your research and look at the port. There's a lot of containers that's still at the port right now because of the trade war with the United States and China. And therefore, because of that, a lot of business are going dark. And also unemployment. Unemployment haven't changed. It's keep going up. Continuous claim keep going up. And next week we're looking forward to get some economic data. And where economic data is concerned, we want to look to Friday for initial claim and continuous claim. That's going to be released on Friday, which is next week Friday. And for this week, earnings, we have a lot of earnings on the table, which is the Magnificent Seven. And this can either break the market or bring us a good deal in the market, which is bringing the market up. So we're getting news from Microsoft, Meta. Meta has been going through the waters right now. Apple, forget about them. Why? For now, I would say that because Warren Buffett sold most of his share because he already seen that this was going to happen. Like the guy took a look in the future and came right back out and sold tremendous amount of his Apple shares. And look what happened right now. Meta is going through a rough path that the stock at one point was down in a day like 20% in one day. Let's take a quick look at Meta while before they report earnings. So Meta is expected to report after hours 4:30, so which is this week at 4 p.m. So April 30 at 4 p.m. Meta is expected to report. At one point, Meta was trading at $740, and look what happened to Meta. Meta continue burning to 480, pushed up. It's now trading at $547 a share. Again, you cannot count out Meta. They always have a secret weapon somewhere hidden. But again, this stock is still not in a point where I will decide to put my money there. Why? Because Meta is getting sued right now. So the fact that that is in play, Meta is going to beat earnings like they always do. But chances are the stock is going to pull back down. I don't know. This is just what I've seen in the past and I'm reporting on it. SoFi on the other end is a great stock, love it, and they're reporting on the 29 before market open. Chances are they're going to beat earnings and the stock will rocket to the moon, or the stock will pull back like they did previously. They beat earnings, but something wasn't good enough. But I can tell you this, if they miss earnings or if they beat and the stock pull back, I will be loading up in SoFi. Why? Because I had SoFi from the stock was at maybe like $9, and now the stock is trading at like $12 a share. And it's something that you want to definitely look into for the long hold for the stock, because I can tell you months from now, this stock is going to be trading over 20 something dollars a share. And of course, it pulled back drastically, just as it pushed up drastically, it's going to pull back drastically. That's one thing you should know in the market going forward, but less on the technical aspect and more of what is to come. So Microsoft, Meta is reporting, Quantum is reporting, Mastercard, Lilly is reporting as well, Amazon, Apple. Most of the Mag 7 we will be hearing from next week. And where economic data is concerned, we want to pay attention to Friday, non-farm payroll, unemployment, as we spoke about. And my expectation is unemployment is going to be up, initial claim is going to be up, continuous claim is going to be up. Those are going to continuously rising because of what was said and done in the country with Elon Musk and current President Donald Trump. So you want to pay attention to all of this because next week and PCE price home pending sales is just going to be, it's going to keep declining. Why? Because again, no one is borrowing any money right now from the bank. It's ridiculous to even do a loan right now from the bank because the interest rate you're going to be paying, I wouldn't want to be in your shoe. So that's going to throw a significant downtrend. PCE price None of these numbers right here, none of these economic data I expect anything good from coming next week. But um, then on the earnings side, these can break the market, where bring the market to a higher perspective. Why? Because again, the catalysts in the market for earnings are always unpredictable. You cannot predict them. But I can tell you that Nasdaq is trying to recover, pushed up. Chances are this is where we were trading when the president announced that the 90 days pause in tariff, and you can see that we're trading slightly above it. So let's see if we continue this trend going into tomorrow. And if we do, I can tell you that next week is going to be a great week to invest in the market. And but before you do so, I can tell you that this time you want to be long in the market and not short. Because if you had got some off the bottom where Reddit was trading at $78, Nvidia was trading at $86. If you had got in there, I can tell you that the market has the pushback has been real and it's showing strong upside, but we still have to wait for confirmation. Also, Reddit is reporting on May 1st, after market, of course. Previously, they missed and caused the stock to burn, and because of what's going on with the trade war and the tariffs, the stock continued to burn. But this is a good stock that I'm watching. Reddit, Nvidia, AMD, not counting them out, even though they're on the slower side. They're reporting on May 6th, and I will be keeping a close eye on AMD, even though I can tell you from now that I don't expect anything good from them now, but maybe next year. But for now, that's all I have. I just want to bring to your attention that next week is full of reports, and you want to make sure that you're paying attention to those reports because it can either break it or make it in the market. But please like and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel for more. Until then, stay green in the market.